Welcome to Agree to Disagree. Today, we're talking about which high seed in March Madness has the best chance of being upset, which NFL team made the worst move in free agency, and can the Sacramento Kings actually do some damage in the playoffs? First up, one of the most thrilling parts about March Madness is seeing all the smaller teams upset the big schools. So DJ, which highly seeded team do you think has the best chance of being upset early?
It's got to be Miami. First of all, they're facing Drake, and as we know, he loves King of Diamonds. Wrong Drake. The one with Tucker DeVries and his father, absolutely.
Oh, not Aubrey Graham.
No.
Okay.
The SoCon Player of the Year.
God's plan.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're ripe for an upset. I mean, we're talking about a team that's one of the best offensively in the nation. I think they're just ripe for an opportunity to pull off the big win here. So what do you think, Blum? Agree or disagree?
Disagree. Absolutely disagree. You can't really call a 5-12 game a true upset. They happen all the time. They're known for being prone. I'm going to go.
Called an upset. That's literally what
it is a higher seed, but those pesky 12 seeds have been around for a while. But I'm going to go way bigger and way more dangerous, which is the big point of an upset, and one happens every year. You heard it here first. Houston is losing to Auburn in the round of 32. Call me biased towards the SEC,
Why?
Which is probably true, but these games in this regional is taking place in Birmingham, which is what, an hour from Auburn's campus?
Proximity.
Second, they're going to get past Iowa. Iowa stinks in the tournament. Fran McCaffrey, they're getting past them. Iowa stinks it up every year. Chris Murray's the only thing they got going
Big
for
Ten
them.
in general smells pretty bad.
They absolutely smell horrible. Yeah, the Midwest, just get away. Anyway, but you have to look at what Houston can do with maybe a healthy Marcus Sasser, and without him, they're got no shot. And then you have to look at what Auburn can do. Auburn took it to Tennessee. They've hung with the best of the SEC schools the entire year. They had some adversity midseason, but a team who can battle through adversity and still do well in the tournament, it's usually a team that can do that upset.
So moving on, next question. The Sacramento Kings are having a hell of a year after a 16-year playoff drought. The number 2 seed in the West. But the question is, can they do damage in the postseason? Eric, what do you think?
I think they absolutely can. You can't go with historical precedent of them not having this experience for how they can do in the Western Conference playoffs. Yes, the Western Conference is way more loaded than the East. They'd have to go through probably at least the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, with or without Ja Morant. They'd probably have to go through some sort of Phoenix team with KD, probably without KD, and there's a lot more recent experience there, and you never know, maybe the Lakers get in. But I do think that this Sacramento...
Lakers ain't no problem. They're gonna run right through the Lakers like X-Lax.
So this could be back to those Mike Bibby, Peja Stojakovic, Vlade Divac type of teams that did really well.
All right. Slow down, baby. Slow down. All right, listen.
Chris Webber, I can keep going.
The Sacramento Kings are great right now. Make no mistake about it. They're running through the regular season. They're passing the Memphis Grizzlies without Ja Morant for the 2nd seed. But they remind me of one of those great, surging teams that's so excited to be number 2, but they're taking the regular season more seriously than everyone else. Everyone is resting guys. They're waiting until mid-March, April. They're just excited to be here. I think once you get to the postseason, if you're talking about a team, it's going to be easy to game plan for them in the course of a 7-game series. I love what Darren Fox has done. He's kind of realized he has to meet the old axiom, quick but don't hurry. But I just don't know if they have the top-end talent with Sabonis and him and Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk. I mean, sure, Malik Monk can get hot, but do they have the top-end talent to defeat a team like the Suns, or hell, even the Warriors if they get hot? I don't know, the Warriors play terrible on the road, but one thing they do have in their favor, I don't know if you've been paying attention to religious texts, but the beam is the new religion in the streets. Always worship the beam above the Golden One Center. It's the Lord what we all worship.
Like a beam!
The NFL free agency period started earlier this week, and since then, teams have been trying to pick up players, and it feels like every team wants to swipe right or left on whoever is out there, and it feels like a lot of bad matches. DJ, which team has made the worst move so far?
It's got to be the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, they basically gave away Jalen Ramsey, top 5 cornerback. I know he's the highest paid cornerback and need to cut salary cap, but they gave him away in a yard sale. You could have picked them up for $15 if you really wanted to. A 3rd-round pick and a tight end, that's insane. I didn't understand it. I thought there'd be a little bit more of a bidding war in terms of at least get a 2nd-round pick. You don't have to be a late first. something for Jalen Ramsey. I know he had a down season last year, but he wasn't properly motivated. That team was out of the postseason by middle of the year. They weren't going to make a run. Was there some sort of physical fall off for him in terms of like speed, athleticism, agility?
Wasn't.
Like what injury-wise? I don't quite understand what happened there. Les Snead, get it together.
Well, I'll be dipped in DJ and I agree. I absolutely agree with you. There is no way you let go of a guy of Jalen Ramsey's caliber. You just can't replace a guy like that through the draft or through free agency. Yes, the Rams had a really bad year last year, especially coming off of a Super Bowl the year prior. But that doesn't mean you have to have a fire sale. It's a lot of the same roster still together. The core is still intact. You still have Sean McVay, who's a heck of a head coach. He joins a Miami team that is going to do really well. There was a playoff team last year, and one of their weaknesses was the back end on that defense. A healthy Tua, a healthy Tyreek, a healthy Jalen Ramsey. They got some things moving in Miami for sure.
Yeah, so we agree there. That's an odd feeling. I don't know if I like it. But as usual, I guess we're both right this time. Thanks for watching, and stick with Deadspin for more.